I'm climbing up out of Wind Gap. I took a zero there yesterday. There was forecasted major thunderstorms lasting 6-7 hours. It was a full-blown forecast. But as the day wore on, the forecast changed and moved later and later, but still a big thunderstorms. And towards the evening it shortened. I went to bed, it hadn't even rained or drizzled, nothing. Woke up, it is wet, so it did rain last night, but no thunderstorm. So I probably wouldn't have taken a zero yesterday. I could have slept in a little rain last night. That wouldn't have been a big problem. But I did want to stop here and show you the beautiful view. I'm 500-600 feet above Wind Gap now. I think I'm at the top, I haven't checked, up on the ridge. But this is the view you get when you climb up out of Wind Gap going southbound. Here's another interesting feature you find in the woods. This tree has fallen down, and I don't think we need to think that this might be something that was placed here to tell us the trail is closed. That's big enough. I'm pretty sure it fell here. So walk up to it, step over it, and the snake that's underneath it bites you. That can happen. You can also step up on it and then step away, so you're 3 feet or so away from it on the other side. That's one way to avoid it. But you know, you're lifting a lot of weight. In my case, I'm my full body weight, and today I'm fully loaded with 5 liters of water. It's a dry section. So I've got 10 pounds of water plus almost a week's worth of food, all my gear. I don't want to lift all of that weight up and over. So then don't step up on the log. I know I just gave you 2 pieces of advice. I just want you to be aware. There could be a snake under there, so if you can kind of check as you're doing it, you know, step further away. Enjoy the day. I don't know if you can see the mist. It's kind of cool walking in this kind of early morning fog. The trail reveals itself as you go. Yeah, you can't see very far. It's really kind of a cool environment. Give it a try. My neighbors back at the hotel where I zeroed in Wind Gap told me that they had seen a bear right outside the hotel. I'm not surprised. The garbage isn't locked down, nothing like that. It's a place to feed, but I wonder if it was the same bear that made these marks on the tree as it was chasing after a little snack. I was just trying to make some miles today, and I decided not to film anything else, and then I came across this. As the fog and mist is starting to burn off, the sun is coming through the clouds and coming through the trees. I like to have a good campfire, and once I get to camp, I walk around looking for firewood. And this is a target-rich environment. There's firewood every place on the ground, but it is on the ground. If you can find sticks hanging in trees, even if it rained recently, they've been hanging there and they're dry. Maybe a little wet on the outside. This stuff down here, if it's up like this piece sticking up here, that's the same thing as hanging in a tree. But the rest of it, that's laying on the ground. That's going to be all wet. It'll burn eventually. But what you want is a really dry stuff like this. This is perfect. A couple 100 yards back, I start seeing light shining through the trees, and that means there's some kind of a clearing. And it's for a gas line or a power line usually. It's not just a generic meadow. And so we've got this beautiful view here juxtaposed with this. So I like to look over this way instead. The fog is burning off. Well, I don't know if you can hear it. A nice little breeze. I like that breeze. Makes it nice. Gonna stand here just a little bit, suck down some water, enjoy the sun, enjoy the view. As I was standing here enjoying the view and the sun and the breeze, I noticed a stack of rocks. 3 rocks stacked on each other, a sign of danger. So you'll see them near a cliff. I see another stack here too. Cliff, maybe really bad water crossings, that kind of thing. I'm thinking there could be snakes in there. Could be somebody just stacking rocks. So my preference is that we don't stack rocks unless there's a reason. Up to you though. Hike your own hike. I'm going to be very quiet. You may not be able to see them all, but they're 4 good-sized deer grazing in the trees back here. I want to be real quiet so I don't disturb them. I saw this as I was walking along and I wanted to show it to you. Hopefully you can see it. This tree is measured up, or the bark is off of it. This is how high up I can reach. I'm 6 foot tall. I don't know how long my arms are, but you can figure that out. Up another 2 to 3 feet is where the bark has been clawed off. And I say clawed off, not fallen off. Bears have come and taken the bark off of this looking for bugs underneath. That's how high a bear can reach. That's how high you need to have your bear bag home. That's it. Don't feed the bears. I'm thinking I don't need to tell you what caused this. They're out here. I've not seen one on this trip. Usually I just see their butts. They're running away, they're scared. But watch out for the mamas and the cubs. You don't want to get in between them. I've seen markers like this on peaks. I've never seen one actually on a trail before. But it does confirm we're on the Appalachian Trail, National Scenic Trail. Appalachian National Scenic Trail, yes, AT. And don't disturb it, so I'm not going to. Oh, I just finished having a nice lunch with tortillas and cheese and pepperonis, and I had Larry and Lenny's, or Lenny's and Larry's complete cookie with the macadamia nuts. It was really good. Another hiker came by. He's heading northbound and lives in New York City. He's gonna finish up in Delaware Water Gap and then head home. He told me about some trail magic over here. I'm now on the south side of the road over here by the bulletin board, and I was kind of surprised when I got here and I found bars just sitting out. And that's not really a good idea. Sure is appreciated, I know, but when animals can get at it, they get habituated to humans and human food. So please do trail magic, but think about what you're doing to the animals. They get used to this and it's not a good plan. Well, I just took a long break here at the Delps intersection. There's a trail that goes down to a parking lot and past a potentially unreliable stream. I don't need water, so I didn't go down, but I took my shoes off here at the little camp area at the intersection, and I spent half an hour talking with Lionheart, and one of his friends, Gio, came up. We talked for a long time. Another group of people came past, a nice couple trying to get up to the Leroy Smith shelter where there is good water. We're trying to get there in a few hours. It's real relaxing, sitting in the shade, nice little breeze here up on the ridge. If I had it in me, I would go for the Outer Bridge. Is it Outer Bridge? Yeah, I'd go to the Outer Bridge shelter today, but I don't think I have another 10 miles in me. I don't think that's wise early on. So I'm going to do another 3.3 to a stealth site, and then do the easy 7 then tomorrow to get to Outer Bridge where there is water. got 3 liters of water left to get me that far, including dinner tonight. So I might be pushing it. I might be out when I get there, but I shouldn't have a problem. I'm pretty happy with the bear bag hang tonight. First throw, I got the rock up and over that branch. Sometimes it can take a half an hour and you give up and move someplace else, but tonight it was first throw. It's way above where I can reach, and I'm the same size as a bear pretty much. It's also a long way away from the tree, so if the bear crawls up the side of the tree over here, it can't reach over and get it, and it's also so far down from the branch that the bear can't get it. This is a good bear hang. I want to share my roses, buds, and thorns now, and one of my roses is that this chair is in my campsite. It is the right height off the ground. I guess it could be a little bit higher, and it's got an arm on the neck, on the side of it. Helps me sit down and stand up. My knees, especially my replaced knee, is not quite strong enough to do that by itself sometimes. So having a little arm on the side of the chair really helps. For my other roses, there's quite a few. The weather was fantastic today. It did get up to about 80 and I was sweating, but it wasn't 95. There was a nice breeze most of the time, so it's really nice, kind of a cooling breeze. I met a ton of people. I'm going southbound, and the northbound bubble is not quite here yet, but there's some not stragglers, but the opposite of stragglers. People who are in the lead. They're coming through here now. Also some section hikers. I spent a long time talking to Lionheart and his friend Geo, maybe a half hour or more, at the Delps campsite. It's near the spring, the Delp spring. Also, I was able to give some water to Ruck Norris, a brand new backpacker. He's here for the first backpacking trip. He has cut a lot of weight out of his pack. He's learned a lot, he says, but he was out of water. And I didn't have any extra, but he's out and I don't have extra, but I gave him 3/4 of a liter, something like that. I should be okay tomorrow. I may run out of water, but I'll be within easy, safe range of water. I did make 3 more miles today than I was expecting. And that's pretty good. It wasn't a stretch. It wasn't a pain. It wasn't a problem. I just was able to go an extra 3, so I did. I had the time. In terms of buds, I'm looking forward to making progress. For tomorrow, I'm looking maybe a 15-mile day up to the past the George Overbridge shelter. Get water there. That's critical. That's a critical milestone tomorrow. And is it Oven Bake Knob shelter, I think, is next. That's my goal, is 15 miles from where I am right now. But I think I can do it. If I can't, there are multiple campsites in between where I just set up my tent like this, no problem. There aren't always thorns, but today I do have a couple. I carried over 5 liters of water up out of Wind Gap because I knew there would be no water along the way. Any water, any springs that are available, they're intermittent and not to be trusted. Was almost at the Leroy Smith shelter and found out that its spring was flowing profusely. I could have made the trip with 2 liters and not 5. And what's that work out to be? 6-7 pounds. That's real weight. I started out kind of slow this morning. I was not real enthusiastic, and that was kind of a thorn. But I came around as I got my heart beating. I got to see a couple of views, that kind of thing. About midday, though, I met a northbound hiker who just was not having fun. And that kind of wears on other people, too. She was not outwardly expressing it, but you could tell. She was dragging. Her response to simple questions was, yeah, and kind of like Eeyoure. I would give her a trail name of Eeyoure, which is just too bad because it's such a nice trail here, a little rocky, of course. Beautiful weather, and she was not having a good day. And that was my thorn. That was my biggest thorn for today, that I'd like people out here to be having fun.